I was recently down in British Columbia, in Canada, just to be assumed, for a trip. I graduated high school, and my graduation present was to go to BC because that's where I was born, and I kind of wanted to go back there and to see how everything was. And while we were there, we went to this museum, and because I'm kind of a museum buff, I like to go to museums. And the one thing I particularly like about museums is the interactive things, whatever you call them, exhibits, where you can, touch stuff or mess around on a computer. You can do all sorts of things and learn about stuff hands-on, because I do learn better hands-on. Now, the museum I went to was hosting like a Native American exhibit, and I was walking through all the corridors and stuff. There's a little electronic doohickey in one of the corners. I was like, okay, cool, let's go over and see that. So I went over and saw it, and I was staring at this thing, and there's a little description on top of it, and it's talking about how Native Americans believe that everyone had a spirit animal, and the spirit animal represented certain parts of your personality. And then it had like a little on the little thing that was kind of out there that had a whole bunch of pictures of animals, and had like a little button underneath each picture, and on top of it was a number. And what it said on the thing was, choose which animal you think suits you best, and then press the button, and there was a total count of how many people had pressed the button before. So you pick whatever animal you believe is your spirit animal. And I think, now remember, I live in Canada, so a lot of the animals are going to be very stereotypical Canadian. But we had on it was a beaver, a wolf, a moose, a loon, an owl, a unicorn, which kind of made me laugh, and a dragon. And I went through and I thought about it, and I thought what each animal would usually represent. I picked the owl, but that's neither here nor there. Could you guess which animal had the most had the biggest number on top of it by at least 1,000? I think it was. Well, I guess I can't really hear you guessing, but the dragon did, and it was followed by the unicorn, and then some of the other animals. I thought that was kind of weird at first. I started thinking about it, and of course I have the little sarcastic voice inside my head that said, because people are fake just like the dragon is fake, so that's probably why they chose the dragon. But I actually started to stop to think about it. And so this is asking you to choose something that you believe represents yourself. And I know we sometimes see ourselves in a bad light, but oftentimes we want to see ourselves in the best light possible. Now, if you wanted to choose something that represents yourself, like 100%, what better thing to choose than a mythical creature that never existed in reality, kind of thing. Yeah, I'll explain my thinking here, because a dragon can be anything you want to, right? Because a dragon never existed in real life, so you can't really look at a dragon and say, oh, this represented this because it's like this in the real world. No, you can't do that. A dragon can represent anything you want it to. And that's probably why people chose it, because they can make it represent what they see themselves as or what they want themselves to be. And I just thought that was interesting. The same thing with the unicorn, but I mean a dragon is bigger, so people usually see it as tougher. Probably it seems like a lot more male oriented of an animal than a unicorn would be. But how does this tie in MLP? All my videos have undertones, at least undertones of MLP in them. So how does this relate to it? Well, I want to talk to you guys about OCs and the OCs that people are complaining about, and how this ties in. You've seen the OCs, the ones with the bat wings or the antlers that people make using the Zim Pony Creator or anything like that. We talk about alicorn OCs, we talk about anything really, pegazebras, things like that. And while they I'm going to be a bit hypocritical with this. I understand completely. I'm going to kind of give two sides of the opinion, because while this does kind of bug me a little bit that they couldn't keep it to the reality of the MLP world, at the same time, it's an expression of the creativity. In the same way that everyone chose the dragon, these people are trying to make these characters unique. Now, if you were to stick to just a color of name, a color of body, in either Earth, Unicorn, or Pegasus, eventually your OC is going to look pretty much like any others, with the exception of maybe a different cutie mark. Now, these people are struggling to be creative. They want their OCs to stand out. They want them to be different. And they do stand out, because we all notice most people don't like them, and that's understandable. But I feel kind of like we're ragging on them a little bit too hard. I really hate... I'm trying not to drop names in my videos, just because, you know, except for the Brony, you should know, but I'm trying not to drop names because I feel like it kind of like I'm begging for attention from someone when I drop their name. But a good example of this would be Rena Chan's OC. Now, I'm pretty sure her OC is an alicorn. I think I've seen pictures of it from one thing or another. I think it was Yaplaps. Again, I'm dropping names and I shouldn't be doing this. But when he did the little pony cutouts, which were pretty cool, and her OC was an alicorn. And I'll admit, at first I was angry by it, and then I kind of thought back, and now I'm thinking back on it, and I was like, why am I so mad at that? It's an expression of her creativity. She wanted her character to be different, and I really have no right to tell her that she has to do otherwise. Now, that's all well and good when you're using something to represent yourself, I guess. My guy's representation is just an earth pony because I'm a simple dude and I can't bother to get too creative with all that and stuff. But whatever. Like I said, if it's a representation of yourself and you want it to be creative and you want to represent who you are, I say pretty much go for it. I mean, whatever floats your boat. Now, I believe the line is crossed when you start using it in fan fiction or role plays or things like that, when you try to steal the spotlight away from by being too unique for what is expected of it. It's akin to someone using a disability in order to get the character more attention. It's akin to someone using it's basically a desperate cry for attention when you're using it in comparison to someone who is using a quote-unquote normal pony, because you're basically just trying to say, oh, look how creative mine is in comparison to theirs, or my guy's different, so he should deserve all the love in all the mares in Equestria when you write a fanfic about it. I'll go into those another time. But that's pretty much it. What I was trying to say by this long-winded thing was that I really don't mind as long as you think it represents yourself and you have a good reason why it represents yourself. You should have a backstory behind it. You shouldn't do crazy stuff just to be crazy. I mean, if you have a reason why your character should have bat wings, or why he represents you and has bat wings, then go for it. If you have a reason why your character should be, I don't know, a zebra-striped Pegasus, then go for it. But don't use it as a desperate cry for attention, because that's just obnoxious, and no one wants to see that sort of thing. But this is just my personal opinion, of course, as are most of my videos. If you disagree with it, and you have a good argument about it, then, I don't know, you can do whatever you want. You can leave an intelligent comment, or whatever you want to do. I'm not asking for anything. That's pretty much it. Thank you guys for listening. I'm sorry. It's 3:40 in the morning, and I have no idea what I'm doing right now. They should really have like a lock on the camera for this computer that just says if it's after 1 in the morning, I should not be allowed to access it. Because I'm not sure if these are good or not right now. I'm going to upload it and look at this tomorrow and say, oh, I look like crap. But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. And I will talk to you guys later, and I don't have a joke because I'm too tired to think about it, so have a fantastic day.